Hellgate London is an RPG that deals heavily with uses of randomization, dynamically generated content, is played from the first-person perspective, which is very different than really any action RPGs we've seen with all the randomized elements, certainly different than anything we've done before. The overall concept for the world is that we're in a near future setting, about 25 years in the future, but 5 years after a successful demonic invasion. So unlike a lot of RPGs where you're trying to save the world's pretty much already lost. And what we're trying to do as players, as characters in that world, is to reestablish a foothold for humanity and to kind of start waging that war to fight back against the demons that have taken over. We're in London as a setting, which we know is a good international city. A lot of people know it from everywhere around the world. It has very dynamic and recognizable landscape, landmarks, things like Big Ben, St. Paul's Cathedral, the Millennium Wheel, the Dome. I guess maybe that's good or bad, but people know what it is. And so it was a good setting in terms of putting the game somewhere that people would recognize. Also, it's a city with a lot of history. It's both interesting in the fact that it's been kind of attacked and assaulted and destroyed and rebuilt numerous times, whether by natural disaster or disease like the plague, the Great Fire, the World Wars. It's been through a lot and always managed to kind of rise from the ashes like the mythological phoenix. And then also, it has this great city beneath the city. There's the London Underground, all the things that actually exist underneath London, from Victorian hospitals and grand ballrooms to World War II shelters, to Roman aqueducts, to not only the tube stations, but also the whole underground system that's there. We wanted to have a place that humanity had retreated to in the game, kind of where they were basing their operations from. And so the London Underground provided this great natural, already existent place for us to do that in. An interesting thing that we're trying to do with the storyline and with the character classes and the skills and the items and everything is this blending of fact and fiction, kind of the melding of and fantasy, making sure that we kind of base everything in this kind of level of reality, and then use rumor and myth and conspiracy theory and our own weird vision and warp it into something that's kind of an interesting and exciting place for people to explore. So the Templar, which is one of our first character classes, does that in the storyline, and so does London. The Underground, for example, was built predominantly in a good part by Freemasons, which is a society and reality that's always linked to the Knights Templar, which is where our Templar class falls out of, as being this other secret society. So we really like the fact that there's kind of these things that people talk about already, and there's tons of websites about, and people have all these conspiracy theories that already currently exist. And so at times a lot of what we're creating in our world is almost a what if scenario. Well, what if that really was the case? What if there is these secret societies like people think they are, but as opposed to, I think, stereotypically being there for nefarious purposes, for being bad secret underground societies, if they're really there to protect mankind. So we're trying to apply those concepts across all elements of the game, not just the world story, but how we design weapons and skills and everything else too.